Alright guys, welcome aboard a blue Hawaiian EC-130 helicopter. My name is Pilot Loggins, like Kenny Loggins. Anyone's first time on a helicopter today?
Yes.
Me too! I'm really excited. Just kidding, just kidding. Okay, everyone got a chance to watch the safety video inside, correct? Any questions on any of that information? Okay, perfect. Everyone's seatbelts are on, low and tight. Excellent. Okay, Lucia and Steven, you guys will be sharing this microphone here in the front seat. Wani and Kimberly, you guys will be sharing a mic. And Amy and Robert, you guys will be sharing a mic. So to use those microphones, just like you did there, just press and hold the black button and hold it pretty close to your mouth. Federal regulations require the microphones to be turned off while we're inside the busy Honolulu airport here, so I'm going to turn them off here in a second. As soon as we get outside of the airspace, kind of the other side of Diamond Head Crater over there, I'll turn them back on and I'll let you guys know when they're back on. At that point, feel free to talk to each other and ask me questions. Occasionally you'll see my lips moving, but you won't hear anything in your headset. I'm just making radio calls to air traffic control, other aircraft and airports along the route, so if you have a question during that time, I won't be able to hear it, but you can just wait a second and ask me again. I do talk a lot during the tour. Don't be afraid to interrupt me if you have a question. And then last but not least, we do have Aloha bags in case anyone needs to say Aloha to their lunch. Hopefully we don't need these today, but just in case, there are some here in this front pocket, some in the pocket on the right door over there, and some in the pockets behind the seats here. A little bit of wind today, but not bad. Really nice day to fly. Should be a pretty smooth flight with just a little bit of bumps here and there. And I'll try to give you guys a heads up when to expect those little bumps, but nothing bad. But if you do start to feel sick at any point during the flight, please let me know. I might be able to slow down, smooth out the turns a little bit, make it a bit smoother. What helps more than anything though is just looking forward on the horizon instead of like out to the side. And you can also adjust these air vents here above your head for some fresh air. Okay guys, we're going to get our clearance to take off and we'll be ready to go. Microphones are coming off for now.
From the windward to the leeward side. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side.
Alright guys, we are ready to pick up. Alright guys, here we go, taking off. Oh, sorry, the microphones are off until we're outside of the airspace here. Kind of on the, when we get on the other side of Diamond Head up here, I'll turn them back on. Just passing the Honolulu Harbor on the left over here. Really big harbor here. Handles about 11 million tons of cargo a year. The harbor is really important for the state of Hawaii because about 80% of the goods are imported to the state here. Or everything comes in here to the harbor first and then is dispersed to the 7 other major islands. Which is why things are actually a little bit cheaper on Oahu than the other islands. There are 132 islands in the entire Hawaiian island chain, stretching about 1,600 miles from the Big Island all the way to the Kure Atoll in the northwest. Pretty nice beach up here to the front left. This is the Aloha Beach Park. Kind of protected from the waves from a reef under the surface here. Oh, good calm swimming conditions off the beach. Some pretty decent surf here on this side of the reef as well. Just behind the beach over here is the Aloha Shopping Center. It's the largest open-air shopping mall in the United States. This is called Magic Island right here on the left. Really nice park and protected swim area here. We're going to start a little climb right here. We'll come check out world famous Waikiki Beach up ahead. Everybody doing good so far? You guys good back there? All right. So Waikiki on the left here. I'm going to do a turn here in a second. We'll give the right side a better view. So Waikiki means spouting water in the native language. There were a lot of springs and a big swamp here for a long time. In the late 1800s, the Aloha Canal was dug to drain all the land here. As the land here dried up, the first hotel was built in 1901, the Moana Surf Rider. The Moana Surf Rider is still there to this day. If you look straight to the right, you can see the pink Royal Hawaiian Hotel over there. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4 hotels to the right from it, a short one kind of in the shape of an H is the Moana Surf Rider. You can still see the Aloha Canal behind the skyline over here. Area right below us down here, this is considered the birthplace of modern surfing. Really good place to learn to surf because the waves aren't usually too big over here. This is Diamond Head Crater on the left right here, visible from Waikiki. Might get a little bit of light bumps here in a second, just the way the wind kind of comes over the crater towards us. So Diamond Head is an extinct tuff cone volcano, first started erupting a little over 300,000 years ago. There used to be a fort inside the crater here called Fort Ruger. If you go on the hike to the top, you'll see a lot of evidence of military presence here. You hike through some tunnels and bunkers on your way to the top. Kind of see these platforms on the rim of the crater down here. Those held cannons that could fire 11 miles out to sea. It's known as Le'ahi in the native language, which translates to tuna fin. The peak kind of resembles the fin of a tuna fish from this point of view. It was named Diamond Head because the early British explorers here found little crystals in the walls of the crater, and they initially mistook them for diamonds, and the name just stuck. This is the Kahala neighborhood here to the front left. This is some of the most expensive real estate in Hawaii. Shoreline here averages around 14 million. That really big white house right there on the left with the big swimming pool, that one is mine right there. I can dream, right? This is a really nice golf course up ahead here to the front left. That's Wailea Golf Course and Country Club. It's on the PGA Tour. Every January, the Sony Open is held here. Really nice resort here next to the golf course as well. That's the Kahala Resort. A couple of nice restaurants there, a really pretty beach. And there's 4 rescue dolphins that live in a big habitat at this resort. You can visit one of the restaurants or the beachfront bar here, and you can see the dolphins. Alright guys, now that we're out of the Honolulu airspace, the microphones are back on. So Lucia and Steven, where are you guys visiting from?
Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I had some people from Ohio on my last flight. Now, welcome to Hawaii, guys.
Can you tell me why the color of the water is so blue?
Yeah, so you just see a lot of different, first of all, it's pretty clean, very clean water, you know, nothing around for miles and miles but the Pacific Ocean. So that gives it a lot of blue color. Then you just see the different variations of blue based on the depth of the water. This is mostly what you can see here is clouds. It kind of looks like there's stuff at the bottom. That's just the shadow of the clouds. But you can see like coral and lava rock down here and there. But yeah, really good clarity here. Because of that deep blue look, yeah. And Amy and Robert, how about you guys? Where are you guys visiting from?
We're here from Houston, Texas.
Okay, gotcha.
And Amy, who's sitting next to me, has just moved here to be a brand new 3rd grade elementary teacher at the Air Force.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. And then Wani and Kimberly, where are you guys from?
We're from Boston.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Nice. Awesome. I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana. And then I kind of lived all over different states for a little while. I moved to Oregon in 2007 and did all my flight training there. Then I was a flight instructor for a few years and went and did tours of the Grand Canyon just outside of Las Vegas. And a couple different helicopter jobs after that, and then got the chance to come do tours here. I moved with a wife and 2 kids out here, and we love it. We don't want to move anymore. Pretty cool town here on the left. That's Hawaii Kai. You can do a lot of fun water activities out of Hawaii Kai. You can charter a boat, rent jet skis, go parasailing, scuba diving, a bunch of fun stuff. This peak over here to the left, just behind the town, that's called Coco Crater. A tough volcano like Diamond has back there as well. It's one really steep trail up that slope facing us there that will take you to the top. It's also the site of the last volcanic activity here on Oahu. The last eruption of Coco Crater was about 7,000 years ago. And this really pretty bay just coming into view on the left over here. This is called Hanama Bay. I'll do a turn here in a second. We'll give the right side a better view of the bay. A really pretty bay, really good snorkeling in the bay. You can occasionally see green sea turtles in the bay. Sometimes seals swim in, usually in the afternoons. And there's over 400 species of tropical fish in the bay. It's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays to give the reef here kind of a chance to recover from all the visitors. You can visit Wednesday through Sunday until 3 p.m. They do, however, require you to make a reservation to get into the bay here. But they open reservations up online 2 days in advance starting at 7 a.m. Best way to guarantee your spot in the bay, get online 2 days before you want to go, right at 7 a.m. and you won't have a problem booking your reservation. Do a turn right about here and we'll give the right side a better view. The bay is a caldera, like a volcanic depression, where the seaward wall here has worn away over the years. It was also a favorite vacation and fishing spot of Hawaiian kings in the past. If you get the chance to visit the bay, I highly recommend it. Really pretty and really good snorkeling. If you don't want to do the steep hike to the top of Cocoa Crater here, there's a pretty nice garden inside the crater. You can drive right in. It's free to visit. Really nice and peaceful in there. See this little parking lot up here to the front left on the edge of the cliff? That's where the Halona blowhole is located. You can park there and watch the waves come into a lava tube cave and shoot out of an opening at the top. Blowhole sometimes shoots water like 30 to 40 feet up in the air. Makes for a really cool photo. Pretty nice little beach down here next to the blowhole as well that's really fun. It's kind of hard to see through the haze, but the island of Molokai is over there to the front right. You can kind of barely see it rising up in the distance over there. That's the closest major island to us. It's about 25 miles to Molokai. After Molokai, you'll come to Lanai, then Maui, and the big island of Hawaii, all in that direction. A few months ago, one of our pilots flew a guy over to Molokai there and dropped him off. He'd been training for a long time. He actually swam all the way back to Oahu. Crazy, huh? He had a boat following him for safety in case he needed help, but he made it the whole way, 25-mile swim. Over here to the left, this is called Makapu'u Point. That's Makapu'u Lighthouse on the edge of the cliff. There's a parking lot over here and a nice paved walking path about a mile to the top up here. Really pretty views. Before the lighthouse was here, the native Hawaiians used to light big signal fires on the edge of the cliff down here to help the boats at sea here navigate. Makapu'u translates to bulging eye in the native language. Yeah, we will be on the north shore here in a little bit, yeah.
Are we near Polly Point?
The Polly Pass is up here in just a little bit. I'll point it out to you. Over here to the left, this is Sea Life Park down here. You can see marine life shows here. You can swim with dolphins here. Good luau's here. And then the island right over there to your right, that's called Rabbit Island. One of the few islands here you're actually not allowed to visit. It's a seabird sanctuary today, so that whole island is reserved for seabird nesting grounds. Then you have this long stretch of beach over here on the left. This is Waimanalo Beach. This is the longest stretch of uninterrupted sandy beach on Oahu. About 5 miles long from end to end. Pretty nice place to come if you get tired of all the crowds over at Waikiki. Just drive over here. You can usually find a pretty big stretch of sandy beach all to yourself down here, especially on the weekdays. Very few people here on the weekdays. Those two little islands up there to the front right, those are the Mokulua Islands, also known as the Mokes. You can visit those islands, you can kayak out to them.
If you see or can see any shark from up here, point them out, please.
I definitely will. I rarely see sharks from the helicopter. They just blend in so well, and they usually are swimming a little deeper. Often see turtles, though, from the helicopter. Well, these two islands here, these are the most photographed islands in the entire state of Hawaii. Big reason for that is there's a hike on this ridge up here. It's called the Lani Kai Pillbox hike. You can hike to a couple of World War II bunkers that are still there. Photographers will often hike up here in the early morning and photograph the sun rising between the two islands. Down here to the left, this is Bellows Air Force Base over here. All the runways here are long closed, but they still do training here. And this was one of the airports that was attacked during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Straight ahead up here, this peak in front of us, this is called Olamana. The name means divided hill in the native language. This is left over from the Ko'olau volcano, one of the two really large volcanoes that created Oahu here. Kind of see the Ko'olau mountain range behind the peak here. Kind of wraps around in a semicircle. That was about 1/2 of the rim of that volcano. So it gives you an idea of how massive that volcano was. You can hike these 3 peaks of Olamana. The far one there is the first one you'll get to and the easiest one to get to. So most people hike up to that first peak and then come back down. Probably get a little bit of light bumps as we get on the this other side here of Olamana, just the way the wind comes over the peaks here. This town over here on the right, this is called Kailua. Really nice town here on the windward side of the island. I live in Kailua by this little lake over here on the right. That's actually the truth this time. A lot of nice restaurants and shopping in downtown Kailua here. Really pretty beach here as well. Kailua Beach, really like soft, powdery sand. Well, the Pali, this is the Pali Pass here on the left. The quickest route over here from Honolulu. There's a really cool lookout up there, the Pali Lookout. Really pretty drive through the mountains. Also a historic site. That's where King Kamehameha I defeated the chief of Oahu to unite the Hawaiian Islands. A couple of nice waterfall hikes in there as well. And up ahead here, there's a really big bay in front of us. This is called Kaneohe Bay. Really pretty bay, a lot of coral formations in the bay. Tons of marine life here. There's a lot of green sea turtles. Sometimes seals and dolphins swim into the bay. The occasional giant manta ray is spotted here, as well as the occasional tiger shark and hammerhead shark. Up ahead on this big peninsula up here in front of us, this is Kaneohe Marine Corps Base. This was also one of the airports attacked during the attack on Pearl Harbor. This little island over here on the left, this is called Coconut Island. You guys remember the TV show Gilligan's Island? Some of Gilligan's Island was filmed right here. This whole time Gilligan could have just swam ashore right here. Today this is a Marine Life Research Institute ran by the University of Hawaii, but you can still visit and tour the island.
It's a pretty island to get stuck on it.
Yeah.
We will survive now.
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter just went on a field trip there maybe a few weeks ago, a month ago, or something like that. So you can see all the coral formations down here in the bay. So as this coral has grown and eroded over time, it created a lot of sand, which eventually created this really big sandbar straight ahead in the middle of the bay. That's Kaneohe Sandbar. A really fun thing to do if you come over here to this side of the island. You can get on a tour boat that will take you out to the sandbar. You can also just rent a boat or a kayak from some of the marinas in the bay and come out to the sandbar on your own. Really fun out here, really good snorkeling, good fishing, pretty views looking back at the mountains. The water's pretty shallow as well. It's about like waist deep or so over the sandbar. most places.
Aloha, everybody. Thank you.
On the weekends and the holidays, all the boats come and line up out here. One big party, really fun. This is some of the healthiest coral anywhere around Oahu. All these circular formations down here in the bay.
Do people come out and snorkel over those?
Yeah, definitely.
What is the depth of the water over there?
Most of them you kind of want to snorkel around the rim, the edge of them, because it is pretty shallow over the top. Just a couple feet at high tide, and at really low tide, sometimes a little bit of the coral sticking out of the water. This little island straight ahead, this is called Moko'ali'i. You can visit this island as well. You can kayak or paddleboard out to it. Some people even swim to the island from Kualoa Beach, this little beach up ahead. There's a little hike that will take you to the top, really pretty views. These two ponds here to the front left, those are the Mo'ali'i fish ponds. They're a historic site, believed to have been built around 800 years ago. The Hawaiian people actually built this seawall out into the bay here, and one little entrance to the ponds at the end, so small fish could swim in, and then the fish would eventually grow too large to swim back out, so it's like a big fish trap. There's a local legend here that a goddess fought a giant lizard in the mountains over here, and she pulled his tail off and threw it into the ocean, so that's the tip of the lizard's tail sticking up. Moko'ali'i translates to Lizard Island. Little Lizard Island. And right here on the left, this is the Kualoa Ranch down here. It's a big cattle ranch here. You can do a lot of fun activities out of the ranch. You can go horseback riding, zip lining, and go on ATV tours, e-bike tours as well. On your tour out of the ranch, you'll enter this really pretty valley that's just about to come into view on the left over here. It's called the Ka'a'ava Valley. This valley is famous for a lot of movies and TV shows filmed here. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, 50 First Dates, Jumanji, the TV show Lost. You could go on and on. Over 200 movies and TV shows have at least some scenes filmed in this valley. Really pretty valley. There's a lot of movie sets and props left over from all the films here. See right over here to the left where that bus is parked. It's that King Kong skull and bones right there. From the movie Kong Skull Island. Still an active cattle ranch. You'll often see cattle here in the valley. Probably get a little bit of light bumps here in a second, just the wind coming over this ridge on the left here. Some of the sets from the Jurassic World movie are down here to the right.
Amazing view.
Yeah, pretty cool over here. Probably my favorite part of the island over here. So pretty. And a few more bumps coming here in a second. Just the wind coming over this peak on the right. So this is the wet side of the island over here. This side of the island gets the most rainfall by far. The winds here are out of the northeast the majority of the time, the trade winds. They come in from the right over there, bringing a lot of moisture with them from the Pacific Ocean. All that moisture hits this rising terrain over here, so there's almost always clouds here at the top of these mountains. These mountains here get a ton of rain a year, about 300 inches of rain a year at the top of the mountains. Our shoreline here gets about 200 inches a year. And when compared to Honolulu, which gets about 30 inches of rain a year. Really big difference over here. But it keeps everything really lush and green year-round this side of the island. This is all considered tropical rainforest down below.
What's our airspeed and altitude?
Right now we're doing about 120 knots over the ground. Altitude's about 1,900 feet. 120 knots would be about 150 miles per hour. Doesn't feel that fast at all, does it?
No, not at all. I used to fly Pipers.
Okay, gotcha. A few more bumps just coming off that peak on the right, then it should smooth out here. Right now we're about to head over to the tallest waterfall on Oahu. It's called Sacred Falls. The whole thing's about 1,300 feet of total drop. You guys will be some of the only people that get to see this waterfall today. There used to be a hike that you could do here, but in 1999 there was a big landslide on the trail, so they closed the trail and it's never been reopened. Waterfall's going to come into view on the left side first in this little canyon over here, and then I'll do a turn and put it out the right side. So the waterfall starts way up here at the top of the canyon, and it ends way down here at the bottom. You can see the biggest section of the waterfall. It's just starting to come into view right here on the left.
Amazing hidden treasure.
This waterfall right here never stops flowing, just constantly being fed by all the rain in the mountains here. There were some talks recently about trying to reopen the hike here. They were talking about just charging people to do the hike and then using the money to try to maintain the trail and keep it safe for future landslides. So a landslide here in '99 actually claimed 8 lives, so it was a really big deal here. And hopefully they can figure out how to safely reopen the hike. It's a really cool hike. Left side, you'll get another quick view as we depart. You can see some of these light green trees kind of sprinkled in here and there. Some up in the canyon wall up here, bunch down here on the left. These are all kukui trees. It's a sacred tree to the Hawaiian people. You've probably seen the polished kukui nuts on necklaces. The oil from that nut is used for ceremonial purposes, medicinal purposes, and traditional canoe building as waterproof. Also known as the candle nut tree. It was used in lamps for burning the oil in lamps. You can also see all those tall pine trees on the right there. There's a big grove of them here to the front left as well. They kind of look out of place here. That's because they're not indigenous to the island. They kind of have an interesting story. So when Captain James Cook, the British explorer, first came to the Hawaiian Islands in 1778, he found there were no suitable trees here for mast repairs to his ships. So he planted a few of these tall pines here. They're known as the Cook pine here, the Norfolk pine in the UK. You can see them all over the islands today. This town straight to the right over here, this is Laie, L-A-I-E. Pretty nice laid-back town here on the northeast side. Some really pretty beaches and bays around Laie here. The Polynesian Cultural Center is located here as well. Really cool place to visit. Really big shows and authentic luau's are held there. In the past, Laie was a place of refuge for the Hawaiian people. If there was a battle or a disagreement, someone was afraid for their life, they could seek refuge there, and they were not allowed to be harmed. So I go there when my wife is really mad at me. Over here to the right, you can see these little ponds near the shore. It's like brown ponds over here. Those are all shrimp farms. If you come to the North Shore up ahead here, you'll see a lot of food trucks just off the road. You can stop and get some garlic shrimp, really tasty and very fresh because it all comes from these shrimp farms here. One called Giovanni's right outside of Laie that's really popular. Another really good one is Kahuku Shrimp Company. Straight ahead up here are these white domes. That's the Opana radar site. Kind of has an interesting history. So during the attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941, the radar site right here was brand new, but it was working. They actually did detect the Japanese aircraft coming from offshore up ahead, but they were expecting a large fleet of U.S. bomber airplanes to arrive from California that day, so they thought it was the U.S. bombers coming in and decided not to raise the alarm. Over here to the front right, that's Turtle Bay Resort. Really nice resort here on the North Shore. It's actually the only resort on the North Shore. A couple of really nice restaurants there, a couple of golf courses, really pretty beach and bay, a lot of water activities you can do right out of the resort. You can take part in all that without being a guest of the resort as well.
Are we in that surfer vicinity?
Yes, so this is the North Shore all along here. About 17 miles of shoreline here. So some really pretty beaches here on the North Shore and some famous surfing destinations. This beach that kind of juts out over here on the left. This is called Sunset Beach. Surf competitions are held here in the winter. The waves are the biggest over here in the winter. You can have like 20, 30, even 40-foot waves over here some days. Really big waves. Also, if you're ever here like early December through about mid-April, you can often spot humpback whales along the North Shore here. The humpback whales travel here all the way from Alaska, 3,000 miles away, and come here to mate and give birth to their young in these warmer waters. As soon as the babies are big enough to make the journey all the way to Alaska, they take off out of here and start heading back up. So they make a 3,000-mile journey 2 times a year. Pretty incredible. This long stretch of beach here to the front left, this is called the Bonsai Pipeline. Big surfing competitions are held here in the winter as well. During the really big competitions here, there could be like 30,000 people all along the beach here watching. You can see this rocky cove right up here to the front left. That's called Sharks Cove. I'll do a turn here in a second. We'll get the right side, a better view. It's named Sharks Cove because it's kind of in the shape of a hammerhead shark. Really good snorkeling in there, tons of fish, green sea turtles occasionally as well. This bay over here to the left, this is Waimea Bay. Really nice beach and bay here, kind of protected a bit from the waves. See that big rock at the end of the beach right there? People jump off that rock all day. It's really fun. Really good food truck lot on the other side of the road from Sharks Cove down here. And there's a snorkel equipment rental at the food truck lot. Looks like a perfect day to snorkel in the cove. Looks really calm and clear in there. You can see where the Waimea River comes out here at the bay when it's full enough. If you turn off the road down here and go just up the river, there's a really pretty botanical gardens in this little canyon over here on the left. There's a waterfall here called Waimea Falls. You can swim in the base of the waterfall as part of your entry to the gardens. See all the solar panels and wind turbines here in front of us, as well as other parts of the island. So Oahu here has a goal to be 100% green energy by the year 2045. Right now they're a little over 30% green energy. But I'm still waiting to see that 30% reflected in my electric bill. Haven't seen that yet. There's a beach over here to the right. You see that big sandy parking lot right over there on our side of the road? You can park right there and walk across the road. You're almost guaranteed to see green sea turtles on the beach right there. It's called Laniakea Beach, also known as Turtle Beach, a resting spot for sea turtles. They're supposed to maintain at least 10 feet of distance from the turtles at all times. So this is the Central Valley through here. It's the valley between the two mountain ranges here on Oahu, the Ko'olau Mountains on the left, the Waianae Mountains on the right. These mountains either side of us here are what's left of the two really large volcanoes that created Oahu here. The Waianae volcano on the right here started erupting first about 4 million years ago. Excuse me. Then the Ko'olau volcano on the left here started erupting about 1 million years later. Over time they met in the middle here, creating this valley between the two. A lot of iron oxide in the soil here gives it that red color you can see. And there's a lot of agriculture here in the Central Valley. A lot of tropical fruit is grown here. Pineapple, mango, papaya, bananas. Also macadamia nuts, coffee, cacao for chocolate.
That red path out in front of us, is that iron oxide? Is that very red?
Yep. Yeah. All the iron in the soil here. This really big farm right here in front of us, this is the Dole Pineapple Farm, established in 1901. So these are all pineapples down here. It takes the pineapples here almost 2 years to come to full maturity before they can be harvested, about 22 months on average. Alright guys, how about I land right down here? You guys hop out and grab as many pineapples as you can and get back in. They can spare a few. Look how many they have. So if you drive from Honolulu to the North Shore, you'll pass right by the Dole Pineapple Visitor Center, these orange rooftops up here. Great place to stop on your way. You can get out, take a rest. There's some pineapple ice cream here, really good. There's some gardens here you could stroll through. They do a couple of tours of the grounds on trains as well. And there's a really big pineapple-shaped garden maze just coming into view over here on the right.
melts like lemon.
But if nothing else, definitely get some pineapple ice cream. I think it's the best on the island right here.
You find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish I wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drop.
So the path that we're on here from the north shore through the valley to Pearl Harbor up ahead, this is the same direction the attack came from during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Their first target was this airport right here in front of us. It was called Wheeler Army Air Corps Base at the time. There were U.S. fighter and bomber airplanes all lined up down here, wingtip to wingtip. So the Japanese strategy was to take out as many of those aircraft as they could before they were able to take off. And it was very effective. Of the 140 aircraft that were here, only 12 were able to take off after the attack. Today it's an Army helicopter base. You can see all the Army helicopters down here, Chinook, Black Hawk, and Apache helicopters. There's apparently still some evidence visible from the attack at ground level here. Some bomb craters that have never been fully filled. Bullet holes and old hangars that are still there. Shrapnel on some of the old tarmac as well. The town straight to your right over here, this is called Schofield Barracks. It's a big military town for all the military personnel stationed here. The tallest point on the island is right up at the base of the clouds over there to the right. That peak is called Ka'ala. It's about 4,025 feet above sea level. These are banana farms down here, these kind of bushy green crops. These are the apple banana variety, little small bananas, really flavorful. Make a couple of radio calls to Honolulu Approach real quick. We'll get permission to enter their airspace, and we'll fly over Pearl Harbor next up ahead. I'll be a little bit quiet for about a minute or so here while I get our clearance. got cleared into Honolulu's airspace here, so we've got Pearl Harbor straight ahead. You can see the one entrance to the harbor at the shoreline over there. Then you have the west lock of the harbor on the right, middle lock right here in front of us, and the east lock on the left here. That's Ford Island in the middle of the east lock. The middle lock right down here in front of us, this is a Navy repair station today. So these ships here are in various stages or need of repair. Some of these ships are used for training exercises as well. So Ford Island here on the left, this was the primary target during the attack on Pearl Harbor. The attack here started a little before 8 a.m. December 7th, 1941 and lasted a little over an hour. There were U.S. Navy ships anchored on all sides of Ford Island here. In total, 360 Japanese aircraft attacked here, fighters, low-level bombers, and torpedo bombers. You can still see a couple of shipwrecks here that were never raised after the attack. The first one you can see is straight ahead. See that little white dock sticking out from the island up here? Our side of the island? Just off of the white dock there is the USS Utah laying over on her side. I'll do a turn here in a second. We'll give the left side a better view. 58 sailors lost their life when the Utah sank. 54 remain on board to this day. And that white dock there is a memorial to those that lost their life here. And right over here on the other side of the island, that big battleship right there, that's the USS Missouri. It's a museum today, you can go on board. Also where the treaty was signed to end World War II. Right in front of the Missouri, under the white memorial, big white memorial here, is the USS Arizona, just under the surface. That's where the largest loss of life here occurred. 1,177 sailors lost their life when the Arizona sank, which was almost half of the total loss of life in the attack. An armor-piercing bomb struck the magazine room where the ammunition was stored on the Arizona, resulting in a really large explosion, and the Arizona sank very rapidly, which is why there was such a large loss of life there. Both the Arizona and the Utah up here are still leaking some oil to this day, over 82 years later. Pretty crazy, estimated to be on average about 6 quarts of oil a day between the two ships. Arizona sank with about 500,000 gallons of fuel and oil on board. Kind of a little bit of symbolism in the positioning of the Arizona and Missouri over here. You have the Arizona in front, where World War II kind of began for the United States, and then the Missouri behind it, where the treaty was signed to end the war, so kind of beginning and ending of the war symbolized. Those two ships were sister ships as well. And right down here at the end of the bridge, that's the Pearl Harbor Visitors Center. You can learn about all the history here. You can take a boat out to the Arizona Memorial, and you can see this decommissioned World War II submarine right here on the right. That's the USS Bowfin. You could go on board the Bowfin.
Are we going to see the Hickam Air Force Base?
Yeah, it's right up here on the right. You can actually see it right now, straight over to the right over there. This is Aloha Stadium on the left here. It's currently closed for renovations. They still have big markets here on the weekends. And right here, we're just entering Honolulu's busy core airspace here, so regulations require me to turn the microphones off for now. We'll get our clearance to land, and I'll head back to the airport up ahead here. This is where the modern U.S. Navy ships operate here on the right. And then, yep, you can see Hickam Air Force Base a little closer now here to the front right. They use the same runways as the airlines here at the Honolulu Airport. Alright guys, we just got cleared to land at Honolulu Airport here. Thank you guys so much for flying with me today. I hope you have enjoyed the tour. Once we land, just stay in your seat with your seatbelt fastened please until I get the engine shut down and the blades stop spinning. At that point the ground crew will come open your doors and help you out of the helicopter. Please feel free to leave us a review. We appreciate all feedback. It's how we get better at doing tours. We take Google reviews. We also have some comment cards in the office here. We always enjoy reading your guys' comments. If you guys enjoyed the tour today, my name is Pilot Loggins, like Kenny Loggins. If you did not enjoy the tour, my name is John. Okay. Just kidding. Alright, sit back and relax guys. We'll be on the ground here shortly. Thanks, guys. I'll stay buckled just a little bit longer here.